hey, welcome back to the Tech Shop here at Genesee Valley in this Innovation Center. Today we're going to talk about the drill press. It's one of the most functional tools in the shop as far as punching holes. I heard it said one time, nobody ever bought a drill because they wanted to have a drill. They bought a drill because they wanted a hole. Okay, and this is one big expensive way of making a lot of different holes. So this is going to be pretty exciting. It can be a little complex. We've got a lot of adjustments on this tool, but it gives you a great deal of capability on the things that you can do. So stay tuned. We're going to go through the parts and pieces and the function here in just a second. So on the drill press, it really just functions by pulling down on the feed arm on this side and the drill head moves down, okay? There's a gauge adjustment on the side here where we can adjust these nuts up or down. So if we want to bottom out our drill hole to a certain depth, we can create stops on this side. It's pretty handy to have. Most of the time you just want to punch right through your material. And to do that, we have a sacrificial table mounted to our drill press. So we've got a sacrificial table that I put on here. This is the base table, and then I've installed a fence on the back side for your material to sit up against. But this is our sacrificial table. You can see all these little holes and things where kids have punched through their projects. We don't really care about this because then we can just replace it. This, on the other hand, a whole lot more difficult to replace. So anytime you make a drill or you make a hole or you're going to use the tool, make sure that you got your sacrificial piece underneath it. So for this demonstration, I'm just going to throw this piece of 2x4 up in here. And again, the way this functions, you're going to install a drill bit in here and you are going to line up a drill location. You're going to punch a hole. Okay? There's all kinds of different adjustments to where your hole location is. Students will often try to take their piece, and if their location is, say, at that mark right there, they'll try to move their material in or out to get it underneath the drill bit. Don't do that. Your material should always be up against the fence on the back. What that's going to do is it's going to prevent this tool from grabbing your material and forcing it to twist. If this fence wasn't here and the drill bit that would be installed in here would have grabbed this, you just turned my drill press into a lawnmower, okay, with a really dull wooden blade. So always have your material up against the fence firmly, okay? I have in my hand a twist bit, okay? There we have a bunch of drill bits over there, from hole saws to Forstner bits to paddle bits, but this just happens to be a 1/4 inch twist bit. The 1/4 inch twist bit goes into the chuck. There are 3 teeth on the inside that will grab onto the drill bit. So I'm going to insert the drill bit and I'm going to turn, I guess it would be counterclockwise, until the jaws grab onto the drill bit. Not tight enough now to just go through and do an operation. You need to reach underneath, grab the chuck key, and you must tighten 2 of the 3 holes that are on the chuck. There's 1, 2, 3, okay? Chuck key, insert, push, and twist, okay? Twist it till you can't twist it anymore. Then turn the drill around by hand. You can grab this and spin it, okay? And then twist a second time. If you're an overachiever, go ahead and do it a 3rd time. Nobody's ever gonna yell at you for over tightening the drill bit. You will always get yelled at for not tightening it enough because the drill bit's just gonna fall directly out of the chuck, okay? Now, this chuck key's pretty cool because it comes spring-loaded. I can't leave the chuck key in here. It pops out, okay? However, this isn't the only drill press that's in existence. Your family, your friends, they might have a separate drill press that doesn't have that little spring-loaded chuck. Never, ever, ever leave the chuck key in the drill when you start to drill up. This becomes an unnecessary flying object. Yes, a UFO, okay? Do not leave the chuck key in there. Make sure the chuck key is always removed. On this, there's a spring. It can get stuck in there, okay, for a second, okay? So to move the chuck key, it's on a rope so we can't get lost. I only have 1 of those, so please don't remove the chuck key from the rope. Now, adjustments. This is where I want to drill the hole in my board. If I put it up against the fence, not only is my drill bit touching my board, so I've got to adjust my table down, but now I got to bring my drill bit out so it's over top of the plus sign. Here's how you adjust the table. There is a locking lever handle back here. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. We're going to loosen her up. And then there is a crank handle that moves the table up or down. I want to adjust my workpiece so it's a 1/4 of an inch off the tip of my bit. Okay, 1/4 of an inch off the tip of my bit, or about the thickness of your finger. Don't forget to lock the table back down. Okay, so now my table won't go up or down and it won't spin. The problem I have now is my drill bit is too far back. I need to adjust the head of my drill bit. Okay, so I need to adjust back here. There is another locking lever. I loosen the lever, and then this knob allows me to adjust the head out and back. Cool part about this is I have it installed so it'll dangle out over here. So if you have a long piece, you can set it on the floor. Say you've got a table leg or a stand leg or something, you can put it underneath and punch the hole. You just got to move the table out of the way. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to adjust the knob so that with my 2x4 in position, I'm right-handed, so I'm going to put it over here, I can adjust my drill bit directly over top of the plus sign. I'm going to move the drill bit down. Got a little bit more to go. Skate it back. There we go. Notice how it's right in the middle of my plus sign. Going to lock down my head on the drill. I'm going to check it one more time. Still in good condition. Hand away from the drill. I'm going to hold my piece up against the fence. Turn it on. This one's nice and quiet. I like this. Grab the lever handle. Pull it down. You'll kind of feel it punch through the board as the board will drift up when you get through the bottom of it. There we go. We got the hole right in the middle of my plus sign. Okay? So, adjustment lever, head adjustment, power switch, feed handle. Okay? If this board gets tore up, you can always flip it over onto the other side. Now, if I were to drill multiple holes, okay, so let's just for argument's sake say I'm going to go down through here and I'm going to drill a bunch of different holes. Okay? Please notice that there are chips and shards and all kinds of stuff in here. If I were to take and put my piece in there, notice that my pieces are packing between my material and the fence. It's going to relocate my hole location where it's not going to be where it needs to be. Those chips are holding my material out against the fence. Always, always, always take a second, grab a brush, or you can blow things out of the way. Brush your material off. Never reach in with your hand. We drill metal with this. There are metal chips and shards all over in here. Okay, little tiny metal shavings. You take your hand and go like that. If one of those metal shavings were to happen to grab this wood, you'll cut your hand. Okay, always use a brush, or you can blow things out of the way. There we go. Okay. When you're operating the drill press, always make sure you're wearing your safety glasses in the shop at all times. Pretty easy to remember, guys. You should always have safety glasses on when you're working with tools. Number 2, tie your hair back, okay? If I'm working here and I've got my long flowing locks from the 70s and I lean forward and my hair were to drift forward and grab onto this, my head's going into the machine. Tie your hair back, okay? Also, sleeves are up. Tassels are back on the hoodie for the same reason. I don't want my clothes getting caught and pulling me into the machine, okay? Make sure that when you're running this tool, you're picking the right drill bit for the right material. Twist bits are great for metal, wood, plastic. You can use them for just about anything. Over here we have Forstner bits. These are for nice, round, clean holes at different diameters. Let's go ahead and open the case. Brand new from Ryobi. Thank you, Home Depot. No advertising money collected. Okay, nice Forstner bits, wood only. A dead giveaway if it's a wood only material. It's got a little point in the center of it. The Forstner bit has a little point in the center. The paddle bit, okay, has a point in the center. This is a wood only material. Let's see, I have a couple other. This is a brad point bit with cutting shoulders. Notice it's got a point. This is wood only. Okay. All other bits, for the most part, if there's no designated point, can be used for wood, metal, or plastic. And then we've got some specialty bits for masonry. Let's see if I can find a masonry bit in here. This is a masonry bit. It's got kind of a paddle on it. Okay. This is meant for drilling concrete and brick. This is not for wood or metal. It should probably get taken right out of here. So don't mistaken the bit for the wrong material. Make sure you're picking the right bit for your right material. Okay? When you clean up this tool, there's no suction, there's no dust collection. We just sweep this off, take one of the dust collector hoses from one of the other tools, and you can sweep up all of the chips of wood, or sweep it onto the floor, and the floor sweepers in the shop will come through and clean up at the end of the period. If you happen to be working here after school, you're responsible for cleaning up not only this tool, but also the floor underneath it to make sure we don't have any trip hazard. So to recap safety, make sure that your long hair is tied back, your hoodies and tassels and all of that stuff are secured so that you don't get accidentally pulled into the machine or your clothing doesn't get damaged, okay? Point number 2, make sure you're picking the right drill bit for the job. Most of our twist bits are great for wood. Anything with a special point on the end of it, an extra sharp point, is for wood only. Don't use that on metal, it will break. Okay? Be sure that it is sharp. I forgot to mention this during the regular talk, and I'm glad I double checked. If a drill bit is broken, don't use it. Not only are you not going to get the right result in your workpiece, it's unpredictable. We have no idea what that tool is going to do or what that drill bit is going to do. If you notice a broken drill bit or if you break a drill bit, just let me know. We'll throw it away. We'll take it out of commission. I don't want any broken drill bits working their way back into our storage container. You'll never get in trouble for a broken drill bit. I can always buy more. Okay? I already have the machine set for a reasonable speed for all the materials that we're going to work with, but in the event that we have to drill faster or slower, I will adjust the speed for you. Just come get me. There's a special way that we change the belts that are up on the inside to adjust the head speed on our drill. Okay? If for whatever reason your workpiece is too big for you to manage, you can always clamp your workpiece to the fence. Okay, if you need 2 hands for operation, or if you have to hold up a longer piece over here, you can always, there's usually a clamp sitting somewhere near the drill press. Okay, so you can always clamp your piece to the work table or to the fence on the back to give you that extra hand. Okay, always make sure that when you're running the tool that you're safe and comfortable. Don't stand in some, whacked out position. Get yourself planted, get yourself comfortable so that you're confident when you're running the tool. A confident operator is always going to be safer. Adjust the table so that you're making sure that you're a 1/4 of an inch off. If you are drilling straight through, for example, there's a clearance hole right here. If you're drilling straight through, you'll want to make sure that that drill bit is going into the clearance hole and not into the table. Nice part about the clearance hole, lets the sawdust fall out the bottom. However, most of the time, you're going to have a sacrificial fence here to protect the backside of your drill. Tighten the chuck by hand, but make sure you go back through and you always tighten at least 2 holes for your drill bit. Okay, that'll make sure that it's secured in there. I've seen too many times people going through and trying to drill with this, they forgot to tighten this and the drill bit just comes right out and sticks in their project. It's kind of a pain in the neck. Okay. Keep your hands out from underneath the direct drilling access. Don't put your hands underneath over here. Keep them 4 to 6 inches away to the left side or to the right side. You can be over here if you do need to hold your piece if this is a better, more comfortable position. Don't use your hand to clear away any wood. We talked about that. Wood and metal chips, they can cut your hands. Should go without saying, when the tool is spinning down, if you're in a rush, don't reach in here and try to stop the mandrel by hand. I've seen too many students do it. There's always 1 or 2 every year. They're in a rush. They're trying to get one more thing done in the period. Okay, and they think somehow they're going to be doing a benefit to the tool by reaching in and stopping that by hand or, slowing it down so the next person can come in. Don't grab a moving tool ever. Okay. Again, should go without saying, but for some reason, psychologically, people just think, yep, I can stop it like that. Don't do that. Let's see. If you have any kind of weird setups where you need to do an angle, the table does tilt so you can do an angle. If you have any weird setups, any weird spacings, anything like that, always check with me to make sure that it is safe and secure before you make your cut or before you make your drilling process. Sometimes things might seem safe. And again, like I said, if this is off the fence, even something like this, I could just reach in and grab it with my hand. Yeah, you can probably drill that, but if it catches and pinches your finger, okay, there's better ways of doing it. So always check with your instructor, make sure that your operation is safe before moving forward. And again, everybody that's running the drill press for the first time, I'm gonna observe you running the drill press before you jump on this machine. Okay, that's pretty much it for the drill. We can talk about things like hole saws and drill bit types and all of that kind of stuff in class. If you're interested in making cornhole boards, this is going to be your best friend with that 6-inch hole for making the hole in the top of your cornhole boards. Other than that, it's just punching holes, baby. That's all this thing does. So until next time, we'll see you on the next tool. We'll probably cover the bandsaw and the table saw in our next video. We'll see you then.